Hello, my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And I'm coming to you today to give you this week's message that is going to be covering the spiritual meaning of the election and the upcoming 11/11 portal, which is on Monday. So we're going to kind of get into some yuckiness first because we had an election here in the US. And then we're going to ask for the message that Spirit has for us for that situation and for the 11/11 portal. So if you're interested, please stick around for the whole message, and I hope it brings you healing and comfort. I don't typically dive into current events and politics because I like to keep the vibes high, but Spirit said that this could be comforting for people, and so I decided to do it. Okay. So I've already shuffled the deck, and given the climate of what we're dealing with, I've used the Tarot of Opposites. The Tarot of Opposites. Here we go. So that's a I think that's an appropriate deck for this anytime you're dealing with the 3D world. Okay. So I asked Spirit, what message do you have for us regarding the election? What is the spiritual meaning of the election and what can we gain from it? Well, I'll just say, first of all, at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. So there is a lot of grief and sorrow along with treachery. Okay, and so the first card we have is the King of Wands. And so we have the King of Wands in reverse. And so typically the King of Wands is the male or male masculine energy who is in their power and their authority, a businessman. But in this version, as when he's upside down, that that person is corrupted. That person is corrupted. And so, sorry you can't see the card, God, because it's so dark. Let me see if I can turn my brightness up. Let's see if I can put this on the card. Is that better? Okay, so now you can see the card better. And so this way, he's in his power. He's an authority figure. He's inspiring. He's a leader. And this way, he is corrupt. He is corrupted. Okay. And then we have the Fool. And so we have a journey that was supposed to begin to start anew, but the journey has become fractured. The the steadiness that was under the person's feet has given away. As you can see, the sky went from being lit to being dark. Okay. And basically the ground is falling up from underneath this person. And so we have the corrupted figure and the ground is falling up, falling from beneath the Fool character. And then we have temperance. We have temperance. We have temperance. We have people needing to find their balance with what's going on, needing to center themselves and have a moderate approach to not let their emotions overcome them so they make irrational and foolish decisions. And yeah, so temperance. Temperance is next to the Fool. The corrupted figure, the Fool giving away the earth coming down from underneath the person. Um, that is what's happening here. But what their cards are saying, even with that being said, we need to have temperance, we need to have balance, and we need to emotionally control ourselves. Because as you see here, she's pouring out light out of her jar. She's pouring out light. The next thing we have is the Eight of Wands. Again, feeling that, feeling very tripped up, feeling that You thought you were going to get across the finish line, but then you've been tripped up. You've been tripped up. And that may be how many of us are feeling emotionally, that we're feeling very tripped up, and that we thought we could cross the threshold. We thought we could cross the threshold with enough distance and clear the path, but we've tripped up and we were on our way to falling. And the next thing we have is the Two of Wands. Again, we thought we were going to have a new opportunity that we were going to begin to look at new opportunities, seeing that the world was opening up for us, but it's reversed, and so the world is not opening up for us. As we can see here, we're having a really, really hard time controlling ourselves and hanging on and maintaining our balance. Because in this deck, with the Two of Wands, the person in the upright position, he's climbing, 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 going higher and higher. But this person, they can't keep their grip and they're falling. Then we have the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Apprentice. So that's telling us that we have some more work to do. We have some more work to do. We have some more studying to do. We have some more learning to do from this experience and what it all means. And the other card that's here is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is here, and the Knight is very steady. He's very loyal. And so, there's going to be some type of steadfastness with this situation. Maybe a figure may emerge that will give us some steadfastness, the loyal knight who can help us. Now, if we had gotten him in the reverse, I would have been like, he's the mercenary, but he's not in the reverse. He's coming in as the steadfast, loyal knight he's coming in to help us. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is the card of cooperation, is the card of working together, but but in the reverse, this is the card of schemes and plans and dark agendas. Okay, it's schemes, plans, and dark agendas. Okay, and so I'm just going to share other messages I receive. Um, I'll share that about two or 3 weeks ago, before November began, I received a message from Archangel Amethyst, and she talked, and I'm going to post that in a video that's going to come on Wednesday. And she talked about how um, dictators and tyrants are rising, and they all seem to be rising at the same time. And she said not to give into fear and inner chaos. That came through her in a message, and that also came through Archangel Metatron in another message. And so they're telling us we cannot give in to fear. We cannot give in to inner chaos. Do not let the things that happen externally by people who want to bully us, who want to scare us, they want us to think that our power is outside of us, but we have to know and really hold on to and cultivate that our power is within us. And so let me share a little bit of the note that Archangel Metatron gave me as I was processing this whole experience. So please bear with me. Okay. So it was long because I was, working through my own spirit, my own experiences. And then, so he says, we have to maintain our own light and ask Metatron and the angels for guidance on how to help during this time. But we cannot join others in the vibration of suffering and fear because we ourselves feel guilty and not good enough. If we still suffer from not feeling good enough, or that we don't deserve good in any way, we we will all get walloped like the others because it will plunge our vibration down to a level we are no longer used to, and we will feel the difference instantly because it's no longer our norm. So what he was saying there is that I was struggling with feelings of conflict because I felt the suffering of others and I felt the grief of others, and I felt sad, of course, you know, but I also felt that I felt calm. I also felt calm. I didn't feel dysregulated. I didn't go into fear and catastrophizing. I felt calm. And I said, and I was asking Spirit, why do I feel so calm? Okay, so then we're going to go on. And Spirit talks about how we're moving into a higher state. And I'm just going to read that portion. That as we move into feeling and being in a higher state, and that what that means is that not everyone is on the spiritual path. Not everyone is trying to actively cultivate love instead of fear. Not everybody is working from a space of trying to cultivate empathy and compassion. But when we see other people suffering, we cannot join them in the vibration of suffering because it will only make things worse on all fronts. And if we have parts of ourselves who feel guilty because we are calm or that we're not in a place of fear or anxiety, but we see others wanting, we're used to seeing that as the reaction around us and we feel confused. Spirit is saying, don't feel confused. Stand in the vibration of love and compassion. Know that your calmness and your love and your compassion is helping the world. And so Spirit is saying that in this time, we cannot live in two states. If we live in the higher state, the energy field of the new earth that is emerging, then we have to live there consciously, co-creatively, and meticulously. And what does it mean to live there consciously? Being awake, aware of our every thought and feeling, being still and mindful of our inner state, and that this inner state is the first point of our creation. What does it mean to live there in this new state, this state that we're all going in, this state everybody hears about, ascension, the new earth, this type, this, that, and the third, raising your vibration. This is what it is. It's living in a conscious, co-creative, and meticulous state, and that we're constantly working and cultivating our own vibration. And we are constantly working and cultivating our own vibration. We're not in a vibration of fear and suffering, even though our heart goes out to those who are scared and afraid. And that doesn't mean that we can't help and assist, but we always have to do so with proper boundaries and self-care and etiquette, self-etiquette, Spirit is saying, proper self-etiquette, so that we do not join them in their suffering, because that helps no one. And that and as we work to continue to raise our vibration. And so really what Spirit is saying, the work that we're being called on to do during this very transformative time that for some feels very cataclysmic, is we're being called on to continue to hold our vibration high, work on our vibration, um, work on it, work on it, work on it, and don't feel guilty about it. Because trust me and trust Spirit that when we do this, we're helping so many other people because we're helping to maintain the higher vibration. What does it mean to work co-creatively? From this place of deep self-awareness, using this to create with our thoughts and feelings in a new way where we are not at the mercy of our thoughts, but now use our thoughts with intention to create the new reality and to support the new reality being created on the new earth the new earth that's emerging. And this is the new earth that's been talked about for years, that we're going into this new earth, new earth. And what it means is just a shift in vibration. Those who've been on this path for a while and have been cultivating this inner state, this is the moment where we are needed. This is the moment that we've been called for. This is it. This is the moment to hold the light, to hold the line, to not give in to fear, to provide comfort to those who are afraid when we can. And, people are going to push back. They're going to tell you, oh, well, I see every reason to be afraid because don't you see what's happening? Yes, I do see what's happening. And me being afraid does not help it one single bit. It doesn't. I can still be mindful. I can still be cautious. I can still be aware, but I can do it from a place of mindfulness and peace. I don't have to catastrophize. I don't have to go off into the worst case scenarios. I can hold the line, hold my vibration, and continue to cultivate a sense of peace because your vibration changes things. Are you the creator of your own reality, or do others create your reality for you? Ask yourself that question. Are you the creator of your own reality? Yeah, it's yes or no. It's really yes or no. I'm not saying that to be obnoxious in any way, but when you get to the true core of it and you know who you truly are, you know that you have the power and you are the creator of your own reality. The other thing we have to do is be meticulous. We will have to be meticulous with our self-awareness and emotional regulation. Meticulous. We can no longer have one foot in both worlds. We cannot have our foot in the 3D world and say we want to go to the 4D world. We can't say we can't say that we believe in whatever we believe in and then panic and be afraid. That is no longer tolerable, and that will no longer be tolerated. That will no longer be tolerated. Your vibration cannot shift back and forth wildly the way it used to, and people lived in this state for years. That can no longer happen. So you have to be meticulous, and you can no longer have a 1 foot in the world of fear and 1 foot in the world of love. You have to choose to live in the higher world and be very intentional about staying there. That may be you may have to eliminate certain people from your life. You have to keep certain conversations to a minimum. You have to turn off media. You have to do a lot of things and take care of yourself to keep your vibration high and steady at all times. Spirit says, from this well of deep empathy and compassion, others can be served. To be of service doesn't mean that you have to be in the muck too. Just hold compassion for the process others are on and send them above abundant love and light. But please do not feel guilty for your happiness and the joy and the peace you have fought so hard for. So that's their message to me. Your joy and peace will be needed on this planet now more than ever. So do not dim or extinguish it out of guilt, fear, any parts of yourself that feel guilty about being happy while others suffer. Your happiness and joy did not cause their suffering. You have fought for your happiness and joy every step of the way and arrived to now. No guilt, no guilt. Guilt is an old paradigm and has no place in your new future. So this is a message to me, and this is his message to all of you. Your happiness has been hard fought. Your happiness was a hard fought battle, and you're not happy about what you see or the pain of others. It's just your personal vibration is one of happiness and peace, and do not sacrifice that for anyone. So in this world that we're living in, the message from Archangel Metatron and that he gave me was, do not sacrifice your joy and peace for anyone. You're not ignoring what is happening. You're just not participating in it with your own pain, grief, and fear. You are harmonizing your vibration to the frequency of compassion and love. And their message to me was, this is your time. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Shut out all the noise. They're telling me, which I do very well. And they're just offering me, love and support. So I just shared a little bit of that message. It was much longer because they spoke to me in the middle of the night, because I was processing my feelings as well. So I just wanted to share those words for you, and I hope they resonate. And so now they've told us, the corrupt king, the powerful businessman has come forward. The new beginning that we thought we were going to have has fallen away from us for now. And so we have to have temperance. We have to have temperance, and we have to regulate ourselves, and we have to have peace. We have to find that peace and that temperance within. Yes, we understand that we thought we were going in one direction and that we kind of tripped and fell, cosmically speaking, collectively speaking. And, we thought we were going to opening up ourselves to a world of new opportunities, new journeys, a new beginning. So both of the new beginning cards, the card of new beginning, the Fool, and the card of new beginning, the Two of Wands, are like open yourself to opportunities. Both of those are reversed. And so we're being called on. We still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot to learn. And those who want to learn the lesson will learn the lesson. The lesson is not just a 3D lesson. The lesson is a spiritual lesson. We still have a lot to learn. We still have a lot to learn about ourselves. And we still have to become students. We have a lot to learn about ourselves. The loyal knight is here though. Help is available. The loyal knight is here. And Spirit is just acknowledging that, there were dark schemes afoot. There were dark schemes afoot about what took place. Okay. And I think I shared underneath that we had the Five of Wands in reverse. Um, I didn't show it to you, I don't think, but it was like a very dramatic card, and the lady is sitting in the rain with the swords all around her. Not a great card in general, but this deck makes it even more like terrible. What other message did you have for us, Spirit? Okay. Magician. Again, dark, dark, corrupted magic. Dark, dark, corrupted magic. What other message do you have for us? Where's the message? Okay. Okay, so she's come back up, the Five of Swords. She's in the rain. She's feeling, despondent. So this could be us. This could be us feeling very despondent about what's happening. The Ten of Wands, this feels very back breaking. So in the typical Ten of Wands, he's carrying the bundle, but he's carrying it inefficiently. It's basically broken his back, and he's just like fallen over. Okay. I know this doesn't seem very uplifting, but it's going to get better, I promise. Yeah, it's just the energy of the schemes. The energy of the schemes is just coming forward, you know, using your power to trample over others, using your power to trample over others. Okay. Hmm. And so when we know that we're in the face of people who are trying to bully and use their power to trample over us, we have to stand in our own power. Like Archangel Amethyst said, we have to stand in our own power. People think they have the power, but no one has the power. We have the power. I'm not saying this euphemistically. I know people are worried about a variety of different things, but don't ever let anyone tell you you do not have the power to make choice and change in your life. And that's what Archangel Amethyst was saying when she gave me her message. That when bullies and tyrants and dictators rise, it is about fear, power, and control. And they've used that energy to control this planet for a very, very long time, and it has worked quite effectively. But they know the climate is changing, and they do not want to give up their power. And so Spirit is saying, please do not fall victim to their games again. Do not fall victim to their games again. Know what you know your true power, and know you are not anyone's victim, because that's definitely what Archangel Amethyst said. You are not anyone's victim. And you may think about your own particular situations, and you may be like, but how can I change anything when this is that? And calm yourself, regulate your nervous system. And if you're just thinking with your 3D mind, you will think you don't have any options. But you are a powerful being living in a powerful universe, and other people are using that power against you. And Archangel Amethyst says you have to connect with your own power to find the best way forward. You have to connect with your own power to find the best way forward. Then the other two cards that came out is the Five of Wands, right? The Five of Wands. So Five of Wands typically is strife, right? Here, it's just bruised. It's just very, very bruising. It's very, very bruising. And the next card we have is Justice. So justice can still come forward. And the Justice card, when I just put her down, she's laying over top the Eight of Pentacles, the Apprentice, and she's right in the middle of the Knight of Pentacles. So justice is still here. Don't lose faith. But I want to say this. This is not thinking that some external situation or circumstance is going to save us. This is about us realizing our own power as multidimensional beings and sitting in our power and saving ourselves. So calm your nervous systems, regulate yourself, and realize that you have power. You have power. And the justice card is here. And we cannot say how justice is going to come forward. Justice will come forward in the way it needs to come forward. But she is here to remind you what is possible. We'll pull one last card, and then we're going to move on to our message about the portal. Which final message do you have for us? So the final message is that there's a work ahead of us. There's work ahead of us. Work and effort is ahead of us, and that we're not done yet. And that we're not done yet. Okay, Spirit, do you have any final messages about this? So I know every card I showed was kind of like, ugh, but I think ultimately, they're saying there's corruption in the land. There's a lot of corruption in the land. We know this. Every reader who's read on this situation pulls almost exactly the same cards, always. And so we know there is corruption in the land. But with that being said, we are also being called to go into our own power. And the other thing Spirit is pointing out, so I did 4 cards at the top and 4 cards at the bottom. So on top of the the corrupted fool, the corrupted king, and the corrupted 8 of Wands, that was at the top row. And in the bottom, we have so what I'm trying to say is that we have the Temperance on top of the Knight of Pentacles. The Temperance is that externally we have to maintain our calm. We can't just act irrationally. We have to slow down. And that is sitting on top of the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is telling us to take a slow and steady approach to whatever we decide to do. And so the Fool is on top of the 8 of Pentacles. So the Fool, their world has fallen out from underneath them. It's not going the way they thought. Everything, it's like they're feeling the bottom has dropped out, and the Fool is sitting on top of the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so now that we feel that the bottom has dropped out, we still have to be students. We still have to go to work. There's still more for us to learn. Um, and then the 8 of Pentacles is now on top of the Justice card. And so as we continue to be students, continue to go within, continue to learn, we'll able to bring more justice to ourselves in our own situation. And the Knight of Pentacles is now on top of the 7 of Wands. And yes, we have to do things in a slow and steady way, and it's going to take effort and it's going to take time. I'm pull one more card just to make things even. One last card. One last card. One last, one last card spread. Okay. And so we can have to continue to find our strength. We have to continue to find our strength, and we have to continue to persevere during challenging times. But that perseverance has to come from within ourselves. So we have to think, you know, what is it saying here? Have we been starving ourselves? Have we not been relying on our own strength? Have we been putting our power in other people's hands? This is not just about the political situation. This is about any stage we are in life. Have we not been realizing that the power is within us and we're feeling very starved and emaciated and we're struggling to connect with our strength? Because this is the upright. So, but it came up in the reverse. She's struggling to attend to her own strength. Okay. Okay. So, I think that's all I have for you as far as this goes. I really hope that, this helps in some way. You know, this is not the easiest time. This is not the easiest time. So please remember that your power is within you. Cleanse the deck. The spirit to cleanse the space. Please cleanse the space. Spirit, please cleanse this space so we can begin asking questions about the 1111 portal. Please cleanse this space. Our chakras, meridians, nadis, and all of our energy pathways. Please cleanse this space. Angels. And also, as you're well aware, that we are in Scorpio season, and Scorpio is a lot of intense energy. Why you would choose to have an election in Scorpio season? Clearly, they did not have an astrologer. This is something that should happen in the spring. Like other countries, their elections are in the spring. But the United States always has to be different in unpleasant ways. Okay, so we are going to do, I have these cards I've never used these before. These are exciting. These are my tea leaf fortune cards. So I'm going to use the tea leaf fortune cards. And so we are going to ask Spirit for a message for the tea leaf fortune. We're going to ask Spirit for a message. Angels, masters, please tell us what you would like us to know for this 1111 portal that is going to be this Monday. We need something that is up and light. God, this dawned on me. Why would you have an election during Scorpio season? Other countries in Europe, theirs is like during the summer. It should be during the summer. But no, United States, always backwards. Like, oh God, it's terrible. I swear to God, the United States is like one of those countries. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. It's like the United States is a country that like asks for things to go wrong. They just do. They just ask for things to go wrong. How about issues and problems? My God. Okay, so I'm gonna pull 8 cards. My nice little bag here that I got. I've never used these before, so you all are going to go on this journey with me. So these are my tea leaf cards. Around. What messages do you have about the portal? Okay. I'm going to pull 8 little tea leaves for this. 6, 7, 8. Okay. So here we are going to begin with the tea leaves. Let's do that here. Okay, I'll do it this way. So the first tea leaf card we're getting is the chair. Okay, so this says someone is leaving your life. A message about change and transition. Okay, so that kind of would go to what I was saying is about setting your boundaries during this time and about really having to draw a line. This is about being in the two worlds, right? So we cannot just continue to tolerate certain things and go along with certain things, and that we may have to set boundaries and set lines in the sand about we can't have a foot in both worlds right now. We can't have a foot in both worlds. And so for those of us who are choosing our peace and our happiness and to keep our vibration high, someone may be leaving our life. Someone may be leaving our life. Let's see what the book has to say. Let's see if we like this book. Okay. The next card is Fair Woman. Dealings in relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. So this makes kind of like more European type of cards. So do with that how you will. But dealings in relationship with a woman, could possibly be a woman, a bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Okay. So remember that someone may be leaving your life. Could be a woman. Ignore the fair woman. We're just going to call her a woman. And the decisions that you're making, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Show strength and fortitude during this time in your life. Okay. You're being called on to pay attention to your finances. That's the message, to pay attention to your finances. Understandable with everything that's going on a 3D level politically. But you will receive a support from a powerful friend. Okay. Let me see what the book has to say about the dog. I don't always read the book. So yeah, let's see what it has to say about the bull. Do, do, do. Yeah, that's basically what I said about the bull. Don't back down. Yeah. Whatever situations you're dealing with. Okay. Dealings with or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. These pictures are very interesting. I may have to do something about these pictures. So it says dark woman, but again, another woman is present. And about dealings or relationships. The next card is a butterfly, but a change for the better is emerging. A change for the better. So that after we've dealt with the people we've needed to deal with in our life, after we've set boundaries or we've gained new perspectives, um, and we're protecting our peace and we're protecting our happiness and we're keeping our vibration high, this will bring about a change for the better. And again, this is about someone, and then the last card is the casket, someone going out of our life or a change, or someone going out of our life or the end of a situation. So we have two cards about endings. We have two cards about endings. And so this is interesting. So I would say for this portal, just be mindful of endings. Be mindful of this could be a time when things were possibly coming to a close. You were thinking about bringing things to a close, and now you decide that you're going to bring things to a close. Yeah. Because the last card is the casket. Someone is going out of your life or there is an end of a situation. And I'm feeling that it's an end of a situation that you may have been contemplating. there's an end of a situation that you may have been contemplating for a while. And the next card, yes, is affairs with your family. Yes, things with your family. There could be things going on with your family as well. So this, again, I'm not surprised that these cards came up because the portal is 1111. It's in Scorpio season. The energy that is currently around the energy that's currently in the sky is very, very intense. Energy on the planet is very intense. The energy in the United States is extremely intense. So I'm not surprised that these cards are not like super peppy about the portal. But this is kind of going back to what I shared and what the reading is saying. Like, this is not a time we cannot equivocate. We cannot be both standing, going back and forth in our mind, going back and forth in our relationships, going back and forth in our choices, being happy, being sad, making good choices, making poor choices, hanging out with people we like, hanging out with people we don't like, tolerating toxic relationships, justifying why we tolerate toxic relationships. Like, it's time for decisions to be made. It is time for decisions to be made. You have to make some decisions. You have to make some decisions. And so you won't be doing it by yourself. You'll have your strength and your fortitude, your inner strength and fortitude can, like Archangel Metatron and Amethyst said, you'll receive protection from a powerful friend. The situation may involve two women, but it will be a change for the better. The relationships that may come to an end, that someone is leaving your life, or um, someone's going out of your life, or or someone's going out of your life, or the end of a situation, it's in your highest good. Yes. And it may be family related, and it may involve two women in your family. But don't worry, you have a lot of protective energy. The dog is barking. You're going to receive advice from a good friend. So pay attention to your finances and know that you are protected. These little fortune cards were good. Okay, everyone. I hope this reached you well. I hope you resonated to what we received today. I hope it brought some good into your life. This is my first time doing a message like this about current events, but I like to keep it light. I like to keep it the vibe high, but sometimes we got to step into the gap when things aren't going so great. Okay, so my name is Sonia Ross. I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a spiritual psychotherapist, an intuitive messenger, and an author. And I give messages from the angels, the masters, and to uplift you, to help you bring healing and wholeness to your life. And if you like those type of messages, please subscribe, help us grow our community, and so that we can continue to heal together, ground ourselves together, and just keep our vibration high. We have to become the authors of our own future and destiny. We cannot let what's happening outside of us corrupt our lives. We cannot let corrupt people corrupt our life. We have to stand in our power, and we have to keep our frequency and vibration high. So I hope you'll join me by becoming a member of this community, liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and always being notified when we have more videos to offer. I'll be posting 2 additional videos this week, the message from Archangel Amethyst and a meditation from Archangel Amethyst. So be well and peace.